Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sangham namasami. With the precept about speech, the topic of speech is much bigger than lying, because there are many innuendos of speech, and some of them are leaving out facts, choosing to be silent on topics that might be harmful, so then that leaves what might not answer the question directly. It might only answer it partially, or maybe it's not a question that should be asked, and you don't want to say. Like if someone says, "How do I look?" You think, "Not great." What are you supposed to say? Well, you can do better than that, or I think you're wonderful. It's neither true nor not true. It's neither right or not right. It's just something bigger than what they're asking. So, truth, what is true? Well, there's relative truth and ultimate truth. Relative truth is true to a particular situation. Like, we are all in a country called Canada, but someday this might be called something else. We might not be alive to see it, or it might go back to its Aboriginal name. And in past years, it was called something else. Non-native people came here and named a country something which didn't belong to them and which the native people didn't call it. So now we know what that feels like. So we can have empathy. But this is all impermanent, we realize. So to name a country, the crows don't call it Canada. Neither do the ticks. They just waltz in. Okay, we won't talk about ticks. So the relative truth is what we name things. What we name as good. What's good to someone is not good to someone else. With regard to food, yesterday we were driven up from Perth and we stopped at one of those big rest areas on the highway. And so many people come and go in there. And then everyone is sitting and eating fast food. What is fast food made of? Can you really call it food? It's not necessarily good food. And that's a relative thing, because people think it's delicious. But what qualifies food as good? Is it the taste? Is it the effect on the body? For us, we're very lucky. We eat what people give us, but people give us really good food. And I think that what people are eating on the big highway is not good. And as a population, the diseases of diabetes and high blood pressure, all these kind of things that are happening to us, getting overweight, becoming addicted to certain foods because chemicals are put into some of these foods to improve the taste in a way that causes a habit. And we may be ignorant about that. We did find out about it in cigarettes after years and years of people lobbying for the cigarette companies to announce what they actually put in their cigarettes. But then there's the habits that get formed. So to look at what we eat and think this is good, and then the body suffers from it, it's not good. So the same is true for mental habits. If we get addicted to certain stimulations, like food, for one thing, overeating or eating in an undisciplined way, entertainment in an undisciplined way, sexual activity in an undisciplined way, then our minds become habituated to that kind of stimulation, and without it we suffer. We live a life of restraint, but you can also get addicted to the restraint in such a way that you don't want anything. No, and you don't eat, you fast, you get sick. Or you eat the minimal amount, or the poorest quality that you can, or just the leftovers. Or you don't get any entertainment, but your mind becomes very stiff, because there's no relax. It's all like, gotta meditate, gotta get up at this hour. And then after many years of doing that, you're so attached to the habit that if you don't get up early, you feel guilty. Or if you don't eat the things that are not helping your body, but you just eat them out of this compulsion to be restrained and disciplined. Where's the relax? Where's the beauty? Where's the joy? And it's not about getting addicted to that either, but it's about middle way. So the Buddha called it the middle way, but it doesn't mean that you're sometimes celibate and sometimes not. But we eat every day. It's moderation. And we take certain things as, no, you just don't do that. But we look at the birds, we watch the deer, we play in nature, in the garden. We don't dig the soil, but we love the flowers. And we have a Buddha garden. I get lost in there, making rocks balance on each other, and then getting ticks while I'm in there. And just enjoying the nature and being free in the moment. And then you find that if you meditate a lot and you teach your mind to be in the silence more and more and more, then all the other habits, eventually they fall away. They atrophy. But we have to be so patient. Just like losing weight, if you lose it fast, you gain it right back. But if it's just a slow, natural process of moderation with what goes in, then the body's too full. I can't eat anymore. The sugar is a hard one. We love the sweets. Of course, we want life to be sweet. We want life to be pain-free. But we have to do what is good for us. And what is good for us can be measured by the results. So with speech, we can see the result of using speech in a way that is harmful. It's harmful because afterwards we can taste the effect. I don't feel good about what I said. I gave that person the wrong impression. The more we practice with restraint, with trying our best to live in kindness and mindfulness, then we see how next time you meet that person, if you told something that wasn't completely true, then you can't remember what you said because it wasn't true. But if it was true, it's much easier to remember. And so you start to see the kindness to yourself as well. Because if you live in truth, you don't have to put on an act. You are what you are. And that's a difficult thing to accomplish because some of us don't like ourselves. And if we don't like ourselves, we want to put on a good face. And if we're putting on a good face, that's not true. And it's more than just being polite. I mean, politeness, kindness is very necessary. But if we're overly polite to win something from the other person, then it's more like a politic. And you know what happens in politics. It's much easier to slip things in that are not true because you want people to vote for you. Look around. I look at it too. People visit us and we don't know who they are. Not that long ago we were robbed, and the people who came said they were coming to pray. But they weren't, and we could tell right away. You could smell it. No, you're not here to pray. And we had to walk them out, and we had to say, we're closed. We weren't closed, but we were closed for them. So you have to guard your virtue in such a way that if people are just trying to take advantage of you, can you find a way not to associate with them? But it's my job. Then it goes deeper. Who are we working for, and what kind of work are we doing? If you're selling products that don't do what they say they do, but you're selling them, it's not a wholesome job. And we have to question how we're spending our life. How true can we be in what we're doing so that we don't have to lie? So we don't have to be around people who want us to drink when we don't want to drink. There could be times when there's a compromise. So lying is not just through speech. Lying is through our action as well. And we also lie to ourselves. Telling somebody, I love you, but you don't. But you want them to think you do. Well, why? It's just to reflect on how we use speech and how many times we say things that sound good, but they're not really true. Or that we want people to think that it's an exaggeration, or we want something in return for extending that comment. So not lying is about non-deception. And it's also kindness, not talking behind other people's backs. Because we want to protect each other. So you just speak about it in the open rather than ganging up on someone. Gossip is so deadly. So then there's harsh speech. And to be very careful, even to an animal. These precepts are precious beyond words. So just to recite them like I will refrain from lying, there's a fabric in that. It has many weaves in it, many threads that we have to examine, and it's something to contemplate when you're sitting with yourself in a bus or in your car, driving nuns to Perth, or in rush hour, or when you're bored and waiting at the doctor's office. This machine in here is just ticking away, and you're thinking. Contemplate the precepts instead of just thinking. Contemplate, do I lie? Do I take what is not given? Taking what is not given like information. Taking someone's information that we have no right to. We found out something and we shouldn't talk about it. Or we read an email that they didn't mean us to read. There are so many ways that we break the precepts. And then you see the ego come up. Just respect the privacy. So you see how vast the precepts are. They're not just rules that you recite for 5 minutes and that's the end of that. Even when we're sitting and the mind is ticking away, we could look at how much of our thinking is just a waste of time. Because we're lost in worry about what somebody else thinks of us. what their opinion is about us. Who is this us that they or he or she are thinking about? It goes to wrong view to begin with. Who is this me? Our meditation practice is a way to help us learn how much time we spend thinking, and it's just a complex, intricate media that we've created and keep creating and feeding, habituating to, is it kind? Is it true? Is it compassionate? Is it useful? Will it give us peace in this moment? What if we were just sitting there and meditating on the breath, or sending our good thoughts in the direction of somebody in trouble, or remembering the beauty of a life that is lost? Aren't there better ways to spend our time instead of worrying, agitating, regretting, planning, future, past, what we did that we hate, what we want to do that we can't? How much wanting is being cultivated in the field of the present moment? Never mind the speech that comes to us or that we have to speak, but there's a silent speech going on in the mind. Is it right speech? If we're thinking, we have to think in a way that is helpful, that is not following wrong speech, even though no one hears it. But wait a minute. We're listening. We're listening and we're habituating this mind according to this speech. We're giving ourselves a speech all the time. All the time this chatter is going on inside. And if we can be aware of that and try to quiet it down, straighten it out, iron it out, cultivate something more skillful like silence, even witnessing it and knowing it is letting it go. It's not thinking, it's just being the witness of thoughts. The thoughts will come. They come, let it go. A thought that you don't like, let it go. A thought that you want to investigate, is it helpful? Okay. Is it not? Let it go. Is it a lie? Know it for what it is. Is it the future? Well, do we really need to think about the future? Is it going to help our present moment? Or is it distraction? Or there's a job and we have to plan the day. But if it's just idle chewing on stuff, then can we bring silence to that? So right speech can be happening in the midst of what we think doesn't count as speech. The mind is so busy nowadays, like after speeding along the highway for hours, you just feel exhausted. What just happened? If we could bring that innocent in the momentness into our present day being, it would be very helpful because we have some wisdom. And we could apply our wisdom to present moment awareness, being aware of the bird sounds, of the nature, the flowers, and to be with that present moment. Relax into that. But then the wisdom is to watch where you're walking and to be present. The beautiful space that we want to cultivate is right here in present moment awareness. The garden is within us. And if we create a beautiful garden in the mind, then we don't need to look at other people's gardens because we're walking in one. We're walking in awareness. Even if we were walking in a dump or at the train station or along the tracks and see all kinds of garbage and litter everywhere, we would still see the beauty of the sky, of breathing, of being able to walk, of being alive in this present moment, in a body that can still move from place to place. And we can see that there are people who aren't trained and they throw things out the car window. We walk along our road just to get exercise, and there's beer cans or soda cans or other kinds of detritus, terrible detritus all along the road. And you always find the same thrown out package in the same place. It's people coming home from work, they're drinking something as they drive, and then in the same spot, they've had the same drink and thrown out the window. And we pick it up. So we pick up the same detritus at the same place. It's interesting. We should stand there and wait. It was you. I'll catch it. Yeah, we won't do this if we're being watched. What would we not do if somebody was watching? Without precepts, we're lost. We're so lucky we have precepts to live this holy life. It's a holy life. It's holy in the sense of we want to be whole. We want to be spiritually healthy. And it's a work. To work in holiness is to be W-H-O-L-E. And the W stands for one. Wonderful. It's a wonderful practice to try to be spiritually awake and to be grateful for the people that know the importance of that and take time off your busy life, off your routines to come and sit together like this and cultivate something that is a gift to the world, a gift to ourselves, and a gift to everyone. We're so grateful. If you live in gratitude, what else is there? Why are we blaming the body for our suffering? If we blame the body, we're not looking at the origin of suffering. And suffering applies to human being. It's a realm of suffering. Whether you're a man or a woman, or an animal, or any living creature, you're born, you're going to suffer, you're going to die. You might get sick, or you might just die. Like there are a lot of healthy animals in our forest that just die because they get eaten. A fisher comes along and eats the cat. A coyote comes along and eats the fisher. Well, I don't know if coyotes eat fishes, do they?
I don't know, probably not.
And then the smaller creatures, and which ones are they?
The turkeys.
The turkeys, oh, we like it when the turkeys come. Somebody asked, where do you go when you die? Don't ask those questions, because it's about the future, and we don't know the future, and the future is not about present moment awareness, and it's just thinking. Why do you want to know something that you're going to know when the time comes? It's just impatience, and it's curiosity, and you can get all kinds of answers. Who are you going to believe? But you should just believe your own experience. And the Buddha taught us, Pachatam veditabo vinyuhiti. This Dhamma, this truth, is to be known individually by the wise, and it is timeless. It's not about the past or the future. But if you can die to anger, if you can die to greed, then it doesn't matter when you die where you go, because your virtue will take care of you. If you live a virtuous life, a holy life, a life that's spiritually intact, whole, wonderful, then there's nothing to fear. There's only one thing to ask about. What is the quality of this present moment? And for that we just have to pay attention and set right what can be set right and abandon what is not right. So if you abandon unwholesomeness in the mind here and now, abandon lies, abandon taking what is not given, giving what is kind, what is true, then you will live a life that is spiritually whole, and you would never worry about death. And it's a work. To work in holiness is to be W-H-O-L-E. And the W stands for one. Wonderful. It's a wonderful practice to try to be spiritually awake and to be grateful for the people that come and sit together like this and cultivate something that is a gift to the world, a gift to ourselves, and a gift to everyone. We're so grateful. If you live in gratitude, what else is there? So I haven't answered all your questions. I think I answered one.